podcast. You know what it is. You know what we're here to do. Happy New Year's. It's so nice to be here. Thank you, everybody, for the support that you guys showed us in 2022 and that you're going to continue showing us because we have a lot of really great listeners out there that enjoy the content that we put out there. We're really appreciative for everybody out there that listens to what we got to say. And really just all the graphics we put out there, any little piece of content that we put out there. We just want to say thank you to everybody for all the support in a fantastic year that was 2022. With my G Primo today, obviously you can see we're not in studio, but we are on screen. Primo, how was your New Year's, mate? Welcome to the pod, bro.
What's up, bro? Man, my New Year's was pretty good, bro. My holiday overall was pretty good. Christmas included. I got a few gifts, a few AustinFC gear, and then New Year's was pretty much the same. Got to spend it with my in-laws, and then with my family after. But a lot of fireworks, a lot of good food, and I'm feeling good about 2023, bro.
Let's go, bro. That's such a good thing to hear, Primo. Obviously, 2023 should be good for Austin FC. All the fans are hoping that it is good for us. I mean, we're going to talk about some departures that could possibly happen later on in the show. Just a quick heads up, today's show, we're going to talk about recap of 2022, obviously our favorite moments of the season, and maybe a bit of disappointments from the season. We're going to find out here in a bit. Then we're going to get into the transfer rumor part of things, what movement is going on. Are there any updates on the guys either coming in or going out? We're going to let you know. And then we're going to finish off the pod with some fan questions. We got a lot of fan questions this week, Primo, right?
Yeah, we did, bro. A lot. I think over 10 for sure.
Shout out to the homies, everybody out to the listeners. I'm telling you, we got a lot of love. Everybody's been showing us love, and it's just growing, man. 2023. Hopefully, everybody has a great year here coming up, and hopefully, everybody had a good time celebrating the holidays with their friends and their family, loved ones out there. Right, Primo?
Yeah, bro, for sure. Yep.
Also, bro, before we get started, I want to send a shout out to our sponsor, Guadalupe Realtor. Definitely. I always say this on the pod. If you have any questions, either in selling a home or buying a home, make sure to hit her up. You can find her information in our bio on Instagram or on the Top Flight page. Like I said, hit up Guadalupe. Her information is on our bio. If you have any questions, either you're trying to buy a home in Austin, sell a home in Austin, hit her up. She got you 100%. Let's get into the show, Primo. 2022, man, what a season for Austin FC. I mean, it's definitely surpassed expectations. You were there with me, Bali, Brian, Danny Bands, and all Luis. 2021, we lived it. It was a roller coaster, bro. Emotions were up and down, and then we rolled into 2022, man, where we didn't really expect the kind of success that we had because we were second to last in the first year, right? Almost wooden spoon. We barely escaped that fate, and then roll around completely 180 turn, and in 2022, bro, we're second place in the West, and we go almost. I think we went undefeated in the East. We had a great run in June, July, where we were not losing games, coming back. We were earning our respect in this league, bro, and that was in year two. So I gotta ask you, bro, what was your thoughts on 2022 season overall, man? What was your main thoughts on how this season was for ATX?
Oh man, my main thoughts, just what an amazing season. I mean, I couldn't really had asked for more than what this team gave us this season compared to what we lived. Our inaugural season, our first season was a nightmare, bro. It came to the point where it was hard to like just know that we were playing games and we weren't getting to get anything from it. It didn't matter how many points we won. At one point, our competition stopped. And so to live, the feeling of competing for something the whole season this year was amazing, man. I mean, I'm so it was wild. I mean, we kind of, I think we did our predictions at the beginning of last year and kind of trying to see where we were going to fit. I think a lot of people were saying that we were barely going to squeeze into playoffs.
Yeah,
Uh,
like seventh, maybe eighth, last
yeah,
place almost.
seventh,
Yeah.
eighth, yeah. Um, and we stayed consistent this whole last season, man. I mean, second place, we were riding through it the whole time. Never went below that, I think. And we were just playing some good football, man, against some really good teams. Those LA games, man, those LAFC games, I'm never gonna forget those. They're crazy. So just an amazing season overall. Even though we
Man.
came up a little short, but
Yes, pretty much. We did come up a little short, but Here are some quick numbers for the 2022 season for Austin FC. 34 games played of the regular season, 16 wins, 8 draws, 10 losses, 65 goals, 49 goals scored against. So we conceded less this season too, but we were like 11 goals less than what we had last season. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of the season, Wolf had put a kind of like a goal for the boys to get 50 goals, right? He said that they wanted to score 50 goals. Well, they got to 65, man, and Drusy for sure had a big hand in there with his 22. So um, the goal plus difference was 16 and 56 points for Austin FC, man. Big turnaround. Last season, like just how we just said, we finished second to last, and this season, bro, second season turnaround. 56 points. Just well, not just behind LAFC because they had 67, but second place, man. LAFC also had a fantastic season too, so we got to give credit to them. But I want to get into some of our favorite moments, Primo, of 2022 as we recap this season. I gotta ask you, mate, what was your favorite goal of 2022?
Favorite goal, man. There's so many good goals throughout this whole season, but I think my favorite one was our second game against LAFC when we beat them what was it, 4-1.
4-1, 4-1.
And it was just a fucking show, dude. That
It
the
was good.
Drusi goal was my favorite goal. When he got that pass and he does that little spin move, gets the
He
defender off.
dude, he broke his back, mate.
Yeah, so
He just nasty spin, man, and a cheeky little finish, man.
yeah,
Honestly.
and he was kind of in a tough angle too. I mean, it wasn't nothing easy, and so it was just crazy because it was a good goal, but just the atmosphere, what everything meant at that moment, just added to that goal.
Exactly, bro. And also one big thing about that game, it was Bell started that game.
Hmm.
That was a big moment for the MLS, for LAFC, and the statement that Austin FC made because that was Bell's like, hey, I'm here. I think that was his first start for
Yeah.
uh
So,
LAFC, and Nick Lima just pocketed him, bro. He
okay.
just absolutely eliminated him, bro. And honestly, if Gareth Bell didn't play that game, they were also missing a lot of key players that day too. But if if Gareth Bell didn't play that game, I mean, I think LAFC would have had a bit of a stronger squad because Gareth Bell was not trying at all, bro.
Yeah.
He was not trying at all. But very interesting goal, bro. I'm gonna have to go with this is my favorite goal of 2022. We were talking about this earlier, trying to pick him out, and I was having a bit of a struggle, bit of a battle internally. I gotta go with my G's goal, Danny Pereira against Charlotte. Oh my God, bro, that was such a beautiful goal, bro. And just everything that it meant for him. That was his first goal, or was one in Houston his first
So
goal?
that was his second goal. Yeah.
That was his second goal. Okay, so but this was a banger goal, a beautiful goal, and his family was there too. His
Yeah.
family was
A
there,
lot of support.
a lot of support, and I think right there was a chance that he wasn't gonna play that game, but in the end he ended up playing.
Yeah. There's something
Something
going
about a
on.
yellow card.
Yeah, it was the whole car situation that he had going on. And dude, that's a good goal. That's a banger.
Fantastic goal. That's my goal of 2022. The listeners out there, if you want to leave a comment in the YouTube section below, or if you want to add us on Twitter, let us know what your favorite goal of 2022 was. Let's get into the next favorite moment, Primo. I gotta ask you, what was your favorite home match of 2022? Home match.
Home match, favorite home match. Man, that's tough, dude. Because this, like I said, this whole season was just full of crazy moments. I think if I had to choose one, I'm probably gonna say, damn, I want to choose two, but I'm gonna go with our second home game against Inter Miami, where we had already scored 5 goals our first game against Cincy.
Yeah.
And we went again and then scored another 5 goals that second game, bro. That I think that was crazy just because five
Okay.
goals and then another 5 goals. And then my other one will probably be the playoff game against Dallas.
That was a good one, bro.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would have a regular season favorite and a playoff favorite because we were lucky enough to see two playoff games at home. We had the RSL one that was full of drama that had a penalty shootout, and then we had the absolutely demolish or the demolition, I should say that's the more proper word, the demolition of FC Dallas. And 2-1, fantastic game. We controlled that game. So some people might have a regular season favorite and a playoff favorite. So we might allow that. We might allow that one because we had some banger home matches.
Yeah, bro.
Um, for me, bro, I was thinking about this. I was gonna say long and hard and then say that's what she said. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. I was thinking about this and it was very tough, but I came to the conclusion that my favorite home game had to be that LAFC game where we beat the crap out of them, man.
Yeah, that's a good.
Because I mean, obviously it wasn't the last laugh, but at the moment, what that game meant, the the respect that came with it, the trash talking that came after that. Bali was talking smack to the boys from LAFC Filtro outside of Q2. There was LAFC fans crying outside of Q2 Stadium. You remember that?
I
You
remember.
remember that? So that game was absolutely fantastic. To score 4 goals against LAFC is something very, very difficult. Maxi got a header, Diego got a free kick, Juicy, your goal. That one was really, really, really nice. So I'm gonna have to go with that game, bro.
Yeah,
Any
that's a good game.
is there any other honorable mentions?
Let's see.
There,
Home
there
game.
was Yeah, home games, man. I mean, the first game versus Cincy has to be up there too, man. The
Yeah,
first the first game versus Cincy got to be up there.
I would say maybe like the comeback games that we would
The
have.
comeback games, the
I think
comeback games versus the one versus Sporting Kansas City
yeah,
when Drusy
and
scored that banger goal.
yeah, that was,
Golazo, that game was really good. So there are some honorable mentions, and just like we said earlier, if you have a different favorite home game, make sure to let us know either in the comment section below or hit us up on Twitter. Primo, let's go into the next favorite category moment. You ready, bro? The next one is this one. This one's gonna be a good one. I know people are gonna be like, "What? No, no way." But what was your favorite stadium food of
uh,
2022, bro? Stadium food. So your favorite food to eat at Q2 Stadium.
man, I'm gonna go with Bowed Up, bro.
Ah,
Bowed Up is so
it's
good.
good. It's good. It's good.
It's good. I think it's probably, well, I mean, it tastes better when you're drunk, but
Oh
they
my
have
god.
like this, it's like a brisket one. Like, so if
Yes,
you
I've
want the
had that one. I've
barbecue
had
and
that one.
stuff, and you want, some of that barbecue flavor, they got this barbecue flavor one. You put some barbecue sauce on it. Goes good with the
Don't
beef.
they don't they have like a green one? Is that it, or is that the green hot dog that I'm confusing it
They
with?
might have a green one. I
I
always
don't
get
know.
that brisket one, but I know they have that T-Lox hot dog,
Okay.
green hot dog.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm
Shout
going
out.
with that.
Shout out. Shout out to Bout Up on the Top Flight podcast, and I know a lot of people like them. I always see them post, Bout Ups, and they're in a pretty busy section too, right next to the Yeti water station. So a lot of people see like, they get in that line right away, order it up, and then get back to the supporter section because it's right there next to
Yeah,
it.
it's right there.
I have a different place, Primo, though. I have a different spot, and this place got a lot of hate on a Weird Austin TV fan reaction interview one day because Mello one day he said, "Fuck pluckers." So hey, I do not share that feeling. I think pluckers at Q2 slams, bro. I love getting pluckers at Q2. So I don't try to get it all the time because it is rather expensive, So if I have to, I'll most likely go to plugs. That's me. That's just me,
That's a
bro.
good choice. Because I mean, if you like plugs and then you're in there while you watch a good Star game, I think it goes well.
Yeah, bro. All right, the next one, man. Let's see. Defender of the year, bro. Defender of the year for 2022.
Defender of the year, man. Um, I mean, there's some obvious choices. Um, Gaberson, but
Oh, AustinFC gave it to Brad Stuber.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about like, I mean, I know he's like technically a defensive player, but I mean, I think I'm gonna go with Gaberson.
Okay.
Man, he had a pretty good season. Pretty good, a good investment we had in him.
All right, all right. Respect, respect. I definitely see why some people would pick, or why you would also pick Reuben Gabrielson. I think if he wasn't leaving, bro, hot take maybe. If he wasn't leaving, I think maybe he would have got the award.
I think
Brad
so.
Stuber, Brad Stuber was fantastic for us this season, but to give a keeper back-to-back defensive player of the year, awards, I mean, it says a lot, and it doesn't say good things about our defensive line. So, could this award have gone to Reuben Gabrielson if he wasn't rumored to be leaving, or if the deal wasn't set in stone yet? We're going to talk about that here in a bit. Possibly this award would have gone to Reuben Gabrielson, who I think maybe deserved Defensive Player of the Year because he brought a lot to Austin FC, bro. He was supposed to be here for more than 1 year. Obviously, time cut short. For the year that he was here, though, not only did he affect our goal conceding record, we got better at that, but he also brought a lot in leadership. This guy was a true leader. He also brought a lot in the attack because we saw those crazy runs. Remember when he would go up, one touch, two, boom, boom, boom with the ball, making these cheeky little runs. So Ruben Gabrielson, man, defender of the year for me too, bro. Shout out to him. But no disrespect to Brad Stewart, my keeper, Brad Stewart. He's a fantastic player. But hey, Ruben Gabrielson. Anything you want to add on that, Primo?
No, I mean, just, yeah, I kind of agree with what you say with he might have gotten Defensive Players of the Year if it wasn't for that room going around. But I mean, also, Stewart's a wall back there. He did his things in that penalty shootout against RSL, so that might have contributed towards it. But I mean, overall, pretty solid.
Pretty solid, bro. Pretty solid. Let's see. Moving on to the other question, or not the other question, but the other kind of favorite moment or favorite player of the year or whatever. But this is a little bit different. This is attacker of the year. This was given to Sebastián Driussi Primo by Austin FC. Do you agree with Austin with this award? I mean, it's hard to kind of disagree with this one. I mean, it's so straightforward. I mean, what a shocker. Sebastián Driussi, the best attacker for Austin FC. I didn't see that coming. Did you?
No, I mean, you'd be crazy to disagree, bro. But I mean, best attacker in Austin FC, but maybe best attacker in just all of MLS, maybe.
Good point.
I mean, he had a fantastic season this year, bro. Crazy season. He was up there for MVP, toe to toe with the Nashville guy, and
All-star too. All-star, brother.
All-star.
Don't forget that.
All-star player.
Snubbed for the Argentine squad. He should have been in Qatar, brother. Should have been in Qatar, man. They took a dude who the Almada from the MLS scrub.
Mm-hmm.
Scrub, brother. Scrub. They should have taken Juicy Dior. Juicy Dior should have had that World Cup medal. He should have been on that stage, and he could have been Golden Boot.
That's crazy.
Chill out. Juicy Dior, though, man, attacker of the year for Austin FC. I cannot disagree with that, man. Close second, though. Honorable mentions. Anybody you want to shout out other than Juicy?
Close second.
Fagu.
I mean, Fagu, yeah. Fagu.
Quick, Fagu.
Fagu, I mean, everyone
Why'd
loves.
You have to think about that? Why'd you have to think about that?
I don't know. I mean, I was just thinking of. I was going like one by one. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
I mean, I mean, maybe not for attacker of the year, but
or honorable mention. You know what I mean? This is for honorable mention. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think he did pretty good with that hat trick he scored.
With the Hattie? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get second place. Honorable mention for sure. Fagu. Got to be Fagu, man. I mean, Fagu is Fagu. I mean, he had the first free kick, then he had the second banger free kick. I mean, this guy's a sharpshooter. He's a sniper, and I've heard some things about his negotiation talks or whatever, him trying to get the next contract with Austin FC. I've heard more negative things than positive things, but people just like to speculate. So I'm just gonna let time do its thing. And when I have concrete Fagu news, or when somebody in Austin FC has concrete Fagu news, it's gonna come out. Hopefully we keep this guy. To me, he's an absolute machine. He's amazing for Austin FC, and I would hate to lose him, especially to a team in the league. I would if we're gonna lose Fagu, I'd rather see him go somewhere, maybe like Mexico or in Europe, maybe the Championship, maybe to a team in the Prem. I don't know, man. Spain, Italy. I don't know, but definitely don't go to anywhere in the MLS, bro. What do you think about that, Primo?
Yeah, I feel you on that one. I mean, I'm pretty sure some New England fans are like pissed off right now because of how good he's doing over here in Austin. So I would hate to have that same feeling seeing him ball out at another team just because they were willing to pay the man. So
if there are any New England fans that are listening to this podcast, I mean, there is going to be a chance for you to see Fagu this season coming up because we do have the Revs in our away schedule, right, Primo?
Yep.
We do
First
have
time.
them. So Fagu is going to be able to go back, see what he left or see where he started at. Because he started with the Revolution at what, 15 years old, something like 15, 16 years old.
Good, man.
That's the only team that he knew. That's where he came out from. And then Bruce Arena kind of pushed him out. He wasn't playing in the position that he wanted to, and boom, he ended up in Austin. It's a really great story. How Fago ended up in Austin. I think he was like telling his dad one day. He's like, "Hey man, like I kind of want to go to Austin." And then boom, a couple of days later, they get the call, and the rest is history, man. So Fago, to me, top player, bro.
Player.
Top player. Let's see. Let's keep it moving. The recap of 2022, our favorite moments, and definitely let us know in the comments below or on Twitter what you think. If you have a different opinion, if you have a defender of the year that's different. Oh, also, big ups to Nick Lima, bro, who could have been defender of the year also.
Yeah, bro. Big ups for Nick Lima, man. He really improved from last season. Really taking up that spot. He's a dog, man. He's a dog.
Well, you know what, Primo? Actually, we can actually roll in perfectly to the next question because the next one is who is your most improved from 2021 to 2022? And
Mo-
you said
Most improved Nick Lima, I think
Nick
for sure.
Lima. Hmm,
For sure.
perfect right
Really
there.
stepped it up. I think he just he made me he made me feel safe when
Ah,
he was back.
ah,
But
ah. I like that. I like that.
just seeing Lima back there, I kind of knew like, okay, he's gonna, you can't expect a player to have a perfect game every single game, but he was pretty much consistent throughout this whole season. Yeah, he did have a few mistakes here and there, but I think overall he definitely stepped it up. Maybe I mean I don't know. Maybe he saw his, how hard he was working last season and really, changed over the downtime, and picked himself up. But I mean, this guy just, really improved, for us this season.
What I really like about Nick Lima is his ability to stay fit and his
Uh,
ability to stay
mhm.
solid for us. I mean, this guy is kind of like an outdoorsman. He has like that like marine body type. You know what I mean? Like if he
Yeah,
wasn't like a
like
soccer
he
player, he'd definitely be like in
outdoorsy.
service. Shout out to everybody out there that has been in a service. Shout out to my G, King Koopa. King
King Coop.
Koopa, thank you so much for your service, G. But Nick Lima, bro, he has like a fit body style. You know what I mean? This guy's
Yeah,
swole,
he's an
definitely.
athlete, man. Yeah.
He's an athlete. He's an athlete, and that's probably one of the main reasons why C4 signed him, bro. Him, Danny, Kip Keller, C4 athletes, man.
Yeah.
C4 athletes. So big ups to Nick Lima, who we kind of skipped just a little bit, but popped up in my head for some reason, bro. Shout out to Mr. Nick Lima, most improved and could have been defender of the year, bro. Could have been defender of the year. He did fantastic. Most improved from 2021 to 2022. We have to point that out. Cascante also was also really good. I think 2022 was a good season for him. Probably could have finished off stronger for sure. He maybe could have even made it to the Costa Rica World Cup squad if he had a better ending to the season. We did see him make some silly mistakes there at the end where maybe some scouts were watching him and they didn't like what they saw. But Cascante was somebody that really gelled well with Reuben Gabrielson this season, bro. I think that their partnership was really a factor to our success that we had on defense. If you want to say that we had any, I think we did have a pretty successful backline in 2022. I mean, we conceded less from 2021, so that's already boom right there. Of course, some people are gonna say they're gonna talk trash about Cascante. They're gonna bring out the smallest little mistakes, but a few people like to bring up the good things that they did throughout a season, bro. Is there anything you want to add on that, Primo?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's that connection that those guys had back there really helped us out. I think it's really important to have that kind of connection with someone. I mean, you definitely see it up top with Drusi and Fagundes, and you see how well both of those guys connect. And to see it in the defense where it's between two center backs, um, really says something. So those guys had each other's backs this whole season. Um, so big ups to Cascante for, I guess, not falling behind and always keeping up with Reuben. That really takes some
That's a good point.
dedication.
That's a
Maybe
good point right there.
some healthy competition between them, But yeah, big ups to Julio Cascante, big improvement.
I was actually this holiday season, bro. I was doing some kind of like some research, just kind of touching up on Ruben, with the whole thing about him leaving. We're getting to that here a bit. This is not mainly about that, but what I'm trying to say here is you kind of brought it up. I was watching the drive along that he did with
Mm,
Julio,
yeah,
and it just got to me, man, because they had a really good bond, man. They had a great connection, and it sucks because that's about to be broken. That's about to be split up. I know that they're probably gonna be friends for life. Guys, if you go across the world, you can still have a homie on the other side of the world. But it just sucks to see that work partnership that was so good for us is possibly gonna be gone this season coming up, bro. That's what kind of got to me when I was watching that. Great content too by AustinFC.
yeah, those are cool. Those are
They're
fun.
really good. They were driving around that Lexus though, the one with the AustinFC stuff. Hey,
Yeah.
dope little Lexus. They kept giving shout outs to Lexus. I was like, man, is this a paid partnership? This is a paid sponsorship. Most likely, most likely. All right, pretty well. There is one more question though in the recap of 2022 in the favorite moments. This one might be controversial, and this could be a player or a moment. Okay, but what was your biggest disappointment of 2022 for Austin FC?
Damn.
Could be a player or a moment. Important, important.
Oh man.
And if you want me to go first, I can go because I got mine ready to go, brother.
All right, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and go first, bro. I'm gonna have to think on it.
So at first I was gonna say Rodney Redes, but he's been a disappointment since last season. So he's this isn't anything new. You know what I'm saying? So my biggest disappointment doesn't go to a player. It doesn't go to a player. It goes to a moment. And my biggest disappointment was the Western Conference Final because we were much better than that. We were much, much better than that. But unfortunately, our team folded in the worst possible time, in the biggest stage that we've ever faced as a club. Yes, we are a young team. Yes, Primo, we are a young team, bro. But we were so much better than that, bro. I mean, Rigoni shouldn't have started that game. It should have been Ethan Finley. It should have been Ethan Finley. Everybody knows it. Ethan Finley knows it. His camp knows it. Everybody around this club knows it. Ethan Finley was coming in hot. Rigoni hadn't done anything for us yet, bro. Anything for this club. So that's the moment that I choose. That's my biggest disappointment. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if I'm tripping on this. But my biggest disappointment of 2022 was our performance against LAFC in the Western Conference Final. We looked like schoolboys out there, bro, and we were much, much better than that.
Yeah, I mean that's a good one right there. I mean that lineup kind of threw some of us off, and we know we could have played better, seeing the way we played throughout the whole
Yep.
season,
Yep.
and just to kind of go out like that, it was like damn, like so.
Damn, exactly, bro. Could have been four, brother. It could have
Yeah,
been four. And we had one shot on target, which was a Julio Cascante header that went to the hands of Maxime Crepeau. It was embarrassing, bro. It was an embarrassing performance.
yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
Um,
What about you, man?
for me, I think I'm gonna go with uh, just to maybe keep it different, the whole Washington Corozo situation that we.
Okay, that's a good one.
I mean, I know like it's not too bad of a disappointment because we didn't lose too much on him, playing for us, the whole deal that happened between them. We weren't losing at all. But I think I wish I saw more of the guy. I think
Yeah,
whether it was him
that's fair.
not putting in the work ethic and not getting those minutes, or whether it's the coaching staff not putting them in, whatever the situation was, it was kind of disappointing just because we see this guy coming in, you want to see him play, you want to see him do something for the
Keep
team,
going, people. Keep going.
and I mean it just kind of falls apart. And I know the goal of this guy was to somehow get into his country's roster for the World Cup, and then because of the whole situation, like it didn't even happen. Like it wasn't even close to happening. So I think that's a good, well, not good, but a disappointment. Another one was probably those games where we wouldn't close the gap between LAFC, or it was just, you know, we needed to win the game and we would just blow it, and then LAFC will blow the next one, and then we'll just do the same thing. So those games kind of were getting annoying, but yeah.
Okay. All right, bro. That Washington Corozo one kind of caught me off guard. I think you were gonna say that. That's good take, brother. Good
Yeah.
take. I wonder what Bali would say. What his biggest disappointment was, bro. Oh my God. What do you think he would say? What do you think he would say? I think he'd say something like, my biggest disappointment was the fact that Josh Wolf got 3 more years of his contract. I think that's something he would say, bro. Shout out to Magic Bali. No hate, no hate, no hate. But that's pretty much it for the questions that I had for the recap of 2022. Primo, is there anything you want to say on the 2022 season overall, man? Any final words on the season?
Uh, no, I mean, I was pretty happy with the season overall, even though, I mean, we made it to the conference final. It would have been nice to win it, but just to say that we made it to a conference final in our second year is enough for me, I think. And hopefully we get um, you know, almost this next year is going to be crazy, man. I think really high expectations from what we did last year. And so I hope we meet those expectations. I can't wish for this team to perform like they did last season, every single season. Oh, I want second place every season from now on. I think that's a little unrealistic, but just give me playoffs and I'm happy, man.
Give me playoffs and I'm happy, he says. Okay. I actually remember you outside Q2 Stadium after the Cincy win. You were like, or after the Miami where you were like, quiero llorar, güey, quiero llorar a la verga, güey. You were hype, bro. You were saying playoffs. You were saying playoffs from early, bro. From
Mhm.
early on, you were saying playoffs. So hey, this season we have a lot. We have Conca Champions. We have the MLS season. We have the Open Cup. We have the Leagues Cup. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a crazy season. It's gonna be very busy, and hopefully the team is ready, man. 2023 is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be great. 2022, man, it definitely taught us a lot, right? Taught us a lot, bro.
A lot.
It taught us a lot. And I guess that's it for the recap of 2022. Like I said, let us know if you have a different take, if you have a different opinion. Let us know in the comments below, or let us know on Twitter or in the Instagram comments, wherever. Just don't come up to my house or anything like that, please. Let's keep it rolling, Primo. We're gonna keep it moving. Let's get into the transfer rumor section of this podcast now. Let's be honest. Since last reported, we had a Twitter space. You and I got on there. We kind of talked a little bit about what was going on right now. There hasn't been much movement since then. A few things have changed. There's been maybe just a few more conversations that have been held. Other teams are now in pictures for players that not were there once. But overall, it's the same names. We're gonna talk about Felipe Gutierrez, Mr. Chicture. We have Reuben Gabrielson also. We had teased that earlier. Hassan Kurukai, and then Leo Väisänen. Leo Väisänen, who's back in the transfer rumor mill. So let's get it right into it, Primo. The first one that I wanted to talk about was Mr. Felipe Gutierrez. Now, this guy is from Chile. If you follow us on Twitter or on Instagram, you have seen us already talking about him. So you might already have a bit of a brief around this guy. But if you haven't, good thing that you're here right now, and you'll be able to sound smart around your friends at work that don't know about this guy. So you could say, hey, I know about a guy that Austin FC might be getting in this offseason. And then they'll be like, whoa, man, how do you know this? I listen to the Top Flight podcast. But all right, Primo, let's get into it. Felipe Gutierrez, he's 32 years old. He's a CM. Most recently at the Colorado Rapids, where he had no goals and 2 assists. His value is 500K. That's his market value. He comes with experience. Very experienced player. Like I said, he's 32, but he has a lot of experience. He was a Copa America champion with Chile in 2015, right? He comes with Copa Libertadores experience, CONCACAF Champions League experience, European experience. He was with Betis. Let's not forget that. I have to ask you though, does he fit with this Austin FC system, man?
Um, I mean, it's a little hard to tell at this point, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. The experience situation, I think, is I mean, it's good to always bring in a guy that has experience, but it doesn't always mean that this guy is gonna perform well for us. we've had guys come in who have plenty of experience, not
That's a good
only
point.
just internationally, but within the league. Someone that we just got rid of, Felipe Martins, came in with a lot of MLS experience. Danny Houston had a lot of MLS experience.
Rigoni. Rigoni, you know,
Rigoni,
he had spells in Italy, he had spells in Spain, in Brazilian football.
yeah.
It's a good point.
So even though I mean it looks good on the resume, it looks good on paper, but to see if this guy's gonna perform or not, it's hard to tell. Age is also a factor. I know he's a little up
32.
there in age, 32 years old. Not too many great stats to go off of, especially from last season with the Rapids.
Let's
But
be honest, though. We got to give him a little bit of slack. Colorado Rapids last season was not a dream team, right?
yeah, yeah, you're right on that. Yeah. Um, I mean, if we get him, it's most likely going to be for depth. We got a lot of competitions coming up this next year. So seeing a lot of these players rotate and give these players some minutes, I think that's where he could help us out. Whether he's going to be scoring bangers and providing crazy assists, I don't think that's going to be his situation. But we're just gonna have to wait and see, man. I think I'm not really liking that age either. 32, it's kind of high up there.
It
Uh,
is. It is. It is. It is. I'm not gonna lie, brother. I mean, Reuben Gabrielson, he's gonna be 31 this season coming up. I mean, this guy will be 32, you know, or he is 32 already. So age is definitely something that we need to look at for this player. On the goal situation though, man, what if I told you that he got the goal of the season for the Chilean league? Apparently like 6 months ago or not that
what?
long ago. Yeah, he there was like a poor clearance and the opposing team's keeper was miles off his line. Like he was off his line. And credit to Felipe Gutierrez, who was probably maybe 20 yards off of half line, bro. He was deep. He was deep in his half, bro. And he just boom one time bangs it in. YouTube this goal, brother. YouTube this goal. It was against a team like
It sounds crazy. I
it
think yeah,
sounds
I'm gonna
it's
have to
like AUX something like that. But it was an insane goal, bro. It doesn't even bounce before it bounces inside the goal, bro. It bounces inside the goal. That's how high this goal got. That's how far he kicked it, dude. And also, you have to understand that you have to have quality to bang in a goal like that from so far out. Doesn't matter who you are. If you don't have quality, you're not getting this kind of goal off, bro. So, I mean, you know, you say the age is a factor. You don't really sound like you're sold on this guy, but I'm gonna say that I want this guy in Austin FC, bro. I mean, I saw a little bit of his highlights. I saw what he can do with the ball at his feet. Um, I think he'd be a great rotational player coming off the bench. I saw some reports coming out. Well, I guess reports you can say saying that he's a bit of a lazy player now, man. He doesn't really chase after the ball. He doesn't put a lot of work on the defensive side of his game. And I want to say that that might be a problem. That might be a problem, you know. So I want this guy. Don't get me wrong, because we need anybody we can get. But I want to point out that we don't need another Tomas Pochettino. You know, this guy was known to be a diva. He didn't want to do his defensive duties. We can't have two players like that. So if you're going to come to Austin FC, you have to know that this is a hardworking team. Josh Wolf has a very rigorous system. They train hard. The assistant coaches do not play around. So Austin FC is a serious project, man. Don't just come here to cash your checks like Mr. Redes. That's all I'm going to say, bro. Drop the mic. Boom right there.
yeah, yeah.
Anything else you want to add on Mr. Felipe Gutierrez, bro?
No, I mean if he comes in, like you say, he better be ready to work because if he's not, you're gonna notice it right away. This is a fan base that points it out, calls it how it is, and bro, if you are not running at the pace that these guys are, you're gonna notice it. It holds up the whole team just because of the playing style that we
I
play,
agree. Yep.
and people are gonna point it out. So we'll see. If this guy comes in, like you say, you better be ready to work.
One more thing on Felipe. Two teams are now in the picture for him. Alianza Lima is inquiring about this player. They might be looking to add him for refuerzo for for his services in the season coming up. But also another team, Deportivo Copiapo, something like that. They're also interested in bringing the player in. So two more teams came in the picture now. It's not just Austin FC, the MLS side that's after his services. There's nothing concrete there also, just that Austin FC showed interest. And they know that as well. They know that the MLS team, AustinFC, está interesado en Felipe Gutierrez. They know that very well. They know Austin FC. We've been doing business out here. We're moving mad, mate. We're moving mad. All right, let's get into the next one. We got to talk about Mr. Chicture. This one just real quick, Primo. I do want to bring up that it was said that that the announcement would be made around Christmas time. This is what the article said. Now I have the article here in front of me. I'm gonna read it real quick, Primo. All right. This I gotta give credit real quick to the person. This is from Chris Smith, December 17th, 2022. Shout out to Chris Smith. It says, exclusive, Austin FC have agreed a deal to sign free agent Dutch winger Chicture. 90 Min understands. The Verde and Black are busy strengthening their roster after an impressive 2022 season where they finished second in the Western Conference, reaching the MLS Cup playoffs for the first time and going all the way to the Western Conference final. It's understood Sporting Director Claudio Reyna and head coach Josh Wolf are keen to strengthen the team's forward line. 90minute.com can reveal that Austin have already agreed a deal to sign Ture, 21 years old, with an announcement of the transfer expected during the Christmas period. Now, there's more to the article. If you want to read it, you can go ahead, but I'm going to go over to you now, Primo. It says that the deal is already done and it was going to be announced in the Christmas period. Now, what are your thoughts on that, bro? Do you think this already wrapped up or you think there's still some details left?
There might be some details left. I mean, with soccer, with all over the world, these contracts are never like concrete, bro. No matter how much the article says it's done deal, and it's not done until the player signs. And so they might be trying to figure out some numbers still, or it might just be that we don't get them at all. Maybe something fell through, and there hasn't been a report of that yet. And the deal fell through. So
I don't know, man. I've known to trust Austin FC, man. These guys do business very quiet. They're always the unnamed MLS club, that's looking for this player. So the fact that this reporter Chris Smith is saying that it's an exclusive, the fact that this deal is already done, that 90.com is being told, I'll buy it. I definitely believe it. Austin FC is a team that does business quiet, bro. But like you said, contracts until the players wearing that kit at the home stadium, bro, I don't believe it. Or until Fabricio Romano tweets it.
Yeah.
Then if he tweets it, it's a done deal, mate.
Done deal. Here we
Done
go.
deal, mate. Done deal, mate. All right. One more thing that I do got to note on Mr. Chicture, some just quick stats. He's 21, right winger. He was with Feyenoord and PSV, two big clubs in the Dutch league. 3 goals, 4 assists. His market value is 250,000. Young prospect, not much experience, but he's definitely a young player that we can build off of. I think he fits this team. Obviously, we're a growing team. We need depth. He looks like a hard worker. He's good with the ball at his feet. He's fast. He knows how to set up his teammates. If he doesn't do good in the first team with some very minimal minutes, maybe if anything like that, because we have a lot of space in the first team now with 4 competitions coming up, MLS Next Pro 100%. That's a cushion now that some players have. But we're going to be busy, bro. Let's get into the next player that we got to talk about, and that's Reuben Gabrielson, bro. Reuben Gabrielson is next on my list. The 30-year-old Norwegian center back, 33 games played, 2 goals, 2 assists. He's on his way to Lillestrøm, bro. January 1st is now here. It's 2023, which means that the European transfer window is now open. I think it's just a matter of time, bro, before we see that comunicado oficial. Gracias, Reuben. Gracias, Reuben. What do you think, Primo, man? Is this gonna happen, bro, or is Reuben gonna stay, man?
I think it's gonna happen. I think from the information that we've gotten and everything that's going around Twitter, I think it's just. I mean, it looks like it's a done deal. I mean, it's one of those situations where it's just kind of coming out of nowhere, and I think those are the ones that are sometimes the most reliable. This is kind of out of the nowhere. We expected Reuben to be here longer in Austin. It kind of, by his attitude, last season on that last game versus LAFC. It seemed like he wanted to come back for more. It seemed like he was ready to fight
Yes,
to
good point.
win
Good point.
something. So for his whole demeanor to just completely change within a few months, um, I think it's just I think it's a done deal. It's kind of sad to say because of how hard Ruben worked for us this season and how well he was. Which is another thing too. He didn't have a bad season. It's not like he was, having a fallout or anything. He had a great season. Probably one of our best signings of last year. So everything was kind of going well for him. And for this news to come out of nowhere, I think it's happening, bro.
Unfortunately, man, looks like he's more out than in. And you just gotta respect his grind. He's a hard worker. He's a great guy, man. I mean, from the content, from the interviews, from the press conferences, I mean, he just gave off a good vibe, a leadership vibe, kind of like that older brother figure. You know what I mean? And respect his grind, man. I mean, the quote that Primo you were mentioning earlier, I have it right here. This is from the We Austin TV account. Give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter if you haven't already, and tell your friends. We're trying to get to 10,000 followers. We're about 80 away, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So come on, help us out. Let's get to 10K before season 3. But this is the quote from Reuben Gabrielson. This is after the Western Conference disappointment, and he says, "I watched them lift the trophy. I went out after when they celebrated with their kids. I wish that was my kids playing in the confetti. I want to feel that pain. I don't want to say we'll win it next year. Live in the moment now. Take the pain. Take a vacation and come back strong." I don't think he's gonna come back strong at all, man. I don't think he's coming back at all, bro.
He ain't coming
He's
back at
gone.
all, bro.
He ain't coming back at all. And his kids are not gonna play in that MLS confetti, but they're gonna play in Norwegian confetti.
Norwegian confetti.
Now, one thing that I do have to mention, Primo, and tell the listeners out there is that something is happening in the Ruben Gabrielson thing, in the transfer deal, I guess you can say. The club that is involved with Ruben Gabrielson is Lillestrøm SK, but they're like the Atletico de Madrid, I guess you can say. You know what I mean? They're not the big money spenders. You know what I mean? They had to sell him initially so they could pay their bills, and he went to Mold, which is in the Norwegian league. And let's call Mold like the Real Madrid of that league. They have the ability to spend money. Last season they finished in first place of that league, while Lillestrøm finished, I think, sixth place, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see why I make that analogy right there, right, Primo? All right,
Yeah.
keep it moving. So Mold found out that Gabrielson, wants to go back to the Norwegian league. He's pushing for this move, because it's also important to note that AustinFC is not the one that's saying, "Hey, this guy is for sale. Who wants to buy him?" No, we want to keep Ruben, but something changed. Ruben wants to go back, right? So Mold is coming in here. The big Real Madrid sugar daddies are coming in. They're saying, "Hey, Ruben, we're gonna give you X amount of money." And from what I've been told, they're offering him 4 mil, 4 mil a season versus the 1 mil a season that Lillestrøm is offering him, bro. So
Yeesh.
it's gonna be difficult. I don't know what's gonna happen in Ruben's camp. I know it's in the same country, so it's gonna be interesting to see where Ruben ends up going, man. Either Mold for the money, or is he gonna go to Lillestrøm SK for his boyhood club, man? Because he did debut with them. I think he was like 17 or 19, bro. It was in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. But
Eh,
he has love for that club. His Twitter bio still says football player for Lillestrøm, so the guy has love for the club. But is he gonna choose his boyhood club, or is he gonna choose the money at Mold? What do you think, Primo?
that's crazy, man. That's a crazy situation right there. That's gonna be a well
What would you do? What
for
would you do?
me.
What would you do? What would you do?
For me, it's a tough situation. Who knows how Ruben's feeling about the whole thing? But if I was in his shoes, I would definitely be going back and forth with my decision. I think ultimately, I think I would go not because of the money, but I mean it's nice to get that bag, especially at his age. Um, but I mean it's a different club, different challenge. You're in the same country. Um, I would go with that other team.
Oh,
I did my duty for my boyhood team, and
oh,
I'll
oh.
go with the other team
That's
that's calling.
that's
And
mean, bro. That's kind of messed
um,
up.
if they won first place last season, you know I'm guessing they play some kind of European competition, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maybe
And
Conference League or something like that.
from the information that I've been told, this team mold is kind of putting that into the deal. They're like, bro, you know that we're gonna get to play these high level games. You know, they're saying that they might hint at Champions League football.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's another benefit right there. Another reason why
Yeah.
I would go there.
Yeah, definitely, bro. So it's really gonna be up to Ruben. See what happens there, brother. But I just wish him the best, and it is what it is, man. And we're gonna have to strengthen our defense, and that's the next topic that we're gonna get into, or the next two names that we're gonna talk about, Primo. After that, we'll get into the fast questions, and it's Hassan Kurukai and Leo Väisänen, bro. Now I'm gonna combine these two, bro, because I don't know if we're gonna get both. I think we're just gonna get one, bro. So I'm gonna give you some quick stats on them. Yeah, and I know that you already know some of this stuff, but this is for the listeners. Hasan Kurukai, he's 25 years old. He's a Turkish center back that is being linked to Austin FC. In 30 games, he has 4 goals and 1 assist. Like I said before, he's a center back for Hamkam, who is also in the Norwegian league. He plays against the teams that are trying to go after Ruben. They finished in what I say, Primo, 13th place in their league.
Hmm.
So that's a bit of a red flag. He is a center back there. He needs to do a bit better in that aspect of things, I guess you can say. Um, Also, Leo Väisänen, he's a Finnish international player. He's from the same city that Alex Ring is from. They're from Helsinki, Finland. He's 25, young center back as well. 0 goals and 1 assist. He's 2.5 mil is his market value. If we bring in Leo Väisänen, he'll be the most expensive center back that this club has ever seen. That'll be very interesting. And his team finished sixth in the league in 2022. Primo, who do you think Austin FC is going to go after? They're ultimately going to sign, and why are you picking him?
I'm gonna go with my boy Leo. I
Mm.
think he just being linked with him again. We were linked with him once, and then his name comes up again. Um,
He
I think
still follows Austin FC on Instagram.
he follows Austin SC on Instagram. I think he's a good replacement for Reuben Gabrielson. I think
It's like,
those guys look like they have the same work ethic. I think this guy's gonna come in playing for the badge. Pretty
for
solid
the
center back.
badge.
He just
And
has.
he knows Alex. Go ahead, Primo. Sorry.
Yeah, that's another thing too. It's always good to have a homie in the team, someone that you can relate to, someone that you can chop it up with. Um, and hopefully, if we do get Leo, hopefully he's able to build. Maybe they won't have the same relationship um, as Davidson and
Mm.
Cascante had, but maybe they can build something that's good
Mm.
enough to uh, to help our defense out. Because I think Leo's quality. I think he's good, but it's always about that connection with your partner next to you that's playing the same position. Like I said before, these guys, Cascante and Gaberson, really good connection, a really good pair up, um, and we'll see if we can maybe not replicate it, but come close to it.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Now, I made this little bit, like this little quick depth chart, and this is how our depth could be looking like for 2023 if we sign both players. Now, it is a possibility that we sign both players. I don't know. We could drop the bag on Leo. It is important to note that Cascante is our main center back right now, but he's also getting a bit up there. He's 29. He'll be 30 soon. Reuben Gabrielson will be 31 soon. So it's important to have young center backs. We have Kip Keller. We have Romagna, who's 24, also, very young players, but we need a bit more quality, and we definitely need more depth. So this is how we can look. This is how we can possibly look like. In the back, on the left side, we have John Gallagher, Zankomanik, Asensio. In the center back position, I have Leo Väisänen as a starter. If he were to come to Austin FC, I have him starting, number one. Behind him would be Kip Keller and Hassan Kurukai. All right. So I have Leo Väisänen, Kip Keller, Hassan Kurukai, right? And then in that right center back position, I got Julio and Romagna. And then in the right back position, we got Nick Lima, and we re-signed Hector for 1 more year with an option.
Yep.
So that's how we could look, man. From not deep at all, bro, to super deep if we get these two young center backs, bro. International center backs too.
Yeah, if we get both of them, I mean that's definitely gonna help us out with the defense situation that we've had before, to where it just seems like we don't have enough players in the defense. But we're definitely gonna have options if we do get both of these guys. If we do, that'll probably be the best outcome to this whole Reuben Gabriel situation, Gabrielson situation. But yeah, man, we'll see. I think we're definitely gonna get something in the defense. We have to. We have to. So hopefully it's Leo, if not both of them.
It'll be very interesting, bro, if we can sign both of these center backs. I don't know if Austin FC is willing to make Leo Väisänen the most expensive center back that this club has ever seen. I don't have anything official on that. I do know that the interest is there. There's multiple outlets out there reporting the interest in Austin FC, saying that they're willing to drop the bag, as my GB says. We have to make this guy the most expensive center back in Austin FC history. He has quality, like you said, but if I had to choose one, I'm going with Leo. I'm going with Leo because I think he would be ready to come in and start. I feel like Hassan Kurukai would take a little bit of time to implement the system, know the players around, get used to the league. But Leo Väisänen, he's an international player. He knows Alex Ring. He's not going to have that maybe shyness barrier. He's going to come in and Alex will be like, hey, this is my team. I'm the captain. I don't know how Alex Ring really talks, but, I'm just adding a little bit of accent in there. But I think Leo Väisänen would be a great fit for Austin FC, bro. Anything else you want to say, Primo?
No, I mean, really good rumors so far. Hopefully we get something out of these rumors. I think it's a high possibility that we will, but the big question is who are we gonna get and when?
Yeah. Alrighty, man. So that pretty much sums it up for everything that I had for Austin FC. We did close to an hour on transfer rumors and recapping 2022. We still have the fan questions though, Primo. Are you ready for these, mate?
Yes, sir. Dude, I love fan questions.
I love the fan questions too, man. Like I said, the support that you have shown us out there to all the listeners has really been incredible. Definitely. I love making these shows. I love making any type of content Austin FC for everybody out there because this team is growing, and I love to have news out there. I get some scoops every now and then. We got the Zardis, we got the Rigoni, and hopefully there's many, many, many more, man, because transfer rumor news, man, it's fun. I love transfer rumor news, man. All right, Primo. Let's get into the fan questions sent in by our beautiful fan base, by our beautiful listeners. The first one is from my G Kako. Oh yeah, Kako, bro. Shout out to my G. His question is, do y'all have the Miami flights?
Oh.
Go ahead, Primo.
I personally don't, but I mean, doesn't mean I'm not gonna get them. Miami's gonna be crazy, man. We played them once already here.
Slapped them.
Slapped them. They had Gonzalo Higuain head out.
So Danny pocketed him that game. He pocketed him.
He did. And so traveling over there, I think they have a good fan base overall. I think it'll probably be fun traveling to Miami, watch a good soccer game.
Yeah. I have family in Tampa, so we could probably stay in Tampa, drive out to Miami. It's it's a little far, but we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna try to go out to Miami because I know that it's gonna be a good away day. I know a lot of Austin FC fans are gonna go for the game also, and because Miami's a movie. I've never been to Miami, but if my girl wants to go, we might make something happen. We might make something. My main priority, I'm gonna say this real quick, is to go to the New York game. I want to go to New York.
Oh.
I want to, but they play in Jersey. So I don't know. I think you could take a train if somebody wants to help me out, please. That was Kako. Shout out to my G. The next question is from at ATXFC News. The handle name is Hoodie 2.30. He says, "What info do you have on Austin FC 2 schedule release and transfers, etc.?" I mean, I don't really have much info on them right now. All I know is kind of what a lot of people know right now is they're going to be a bridge from the academy to the first team. So we'll see a lot of faces from the academy. We might see some first team players drop down in there and get minutes that they haven't seen any, like the likes of Mr. Ronnie Redes, if he does stay and doesn't go to Olympia. As for the schedule release, I mean, I think there's some info out there, but I can't really get it at the top of my head, Primo. Do you know anything on that?
No, man. I tried finding something, just anything, but there's not much out there for as far as the schedule, at least. I mean, I know the season last year started, I think, around mid-March or towards the end of March. So maybe expect the schedule to drop sometime this month.
They said they asked about transfers too. I mean, the super draft picks could possibly see minutes there.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see a lot of the for sure the young guys, because like you said, it builds that bridge for
Yeah,
to get into the first team. Maybe expect some guys that we've been seeing in the academies go up to Austin FC too and get their opportunity there. But I think it's a fun project overall. I think it's a really good project for Austin FC.
I agree, man. Moving on to the next question. This is from Mark Mousley Soccer Turner. Shout out to my G Mark Turner. And this is a Chelsea question, but I'm gonna take it, okay? It says, "Did I miss pod questions? I wanted to ask why Chelsea struggled so much today to compete with the famous team in red. Now today, Chelsea tied 1-1 against Nottingham Forest. They should have won that game. Aubameyang had a chance that was put on a platter by Ziyech, a beautiful cross, and if he didn't head it in, Pulisic was back post, man. But Aubameyang just kind of moved it, and Pulisic couldn't get to it either. But I mean, really disappointing from Chelsea and Graham Potter. I wish B was here right now so he can give his honest take. I know he's fuming, bro. I know he's pissed, but disappointing from Chelsea, bro. Disappointing. And Stevie Cooper. Steve Cooper should go buy a lottery ticket because he is the luckiest manager in the EPL right now, man. They should have lost that game. Go ahead, Primo. You have any thoughts on that?
No, man. I mean, what's going on with Chelsea? I mean, I know, like you said, I wish B was here, man, because I know he would have gone in on this
Oh,
question.
yeah.
And B's takes are always beautiful. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Chelsea sitting in eighth.
Oof.
Um, I know they weren't doing
Tough.
too good before the World Cup, and kind of who knows, man? Who knows what's going on? Chelsea might not be their year this year.
I got a question for the Chelsea fans. For y'all, y'all can leave y'all's answer in the comments below or let us know on Twitter. But for the Chelsea fans out there that are listening to this podcast right now, is Chelsea gonna make top four, y'all? Are
Yeah.
are y'all gonna make top four? I really want to know what y'all think, Chelsea fans. Let me know. Hey, Paul, I'm calling you out, brother. I'm calling you out, Paul. Shout out my G Paul though. Let's go on to the next question, Primo. This is from Verde Tiger, crazy, crazy Verde Tiger. He says, "Are we gonna have a decent squad to reach playoffs this coming season?"
I think so.
100%.
I think yeah. I mean, there's not too much to question right now, with all the rumors going around and a lot of the guys staying in the team. We didn't lose too many guys, but and then when the ones we did weren't, first team guys. They
Yeah,
weren't guys that are really contributing like that, like Beast.
Felipe, Corozo.
Yeah, so I think yeah. I mean, as long as the mentality is there, I think we have a decent group of guys.
I agree.
He being our boy.
I
Uh,
agree.
so yeah, I don't think we're gonna struggle with that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the MLS is crazy. Last season we saw the Colorado Rapids. They were what, first place? No, I'm sorry. Not last season, but the season before that.
Uh,
And then they were dead last or almost last place this past season. So
yeah,
anything can happen in the MLS, but I think, like you said, Primo, I share those thoughts 100%. I think that our squad is really good, and we're just getting it stronger. We lose Ruben, but we could bring in two really young center backs in, Hassan and Leo, and things could turn around, brother. Things could turn and just get better for us. Not necessarily turn around because we didn't have a bad season, but just get better.
right.
Next question is from MyGRB22 at the RB22, the RB 2022. It says, thoughts on 2023 season with the way the schedule looks. Are you guys traveling to any? And if so, which games are you going to? Cheers and Happy New Year's.
I
Go ahead.
mean, it's a really good schedule, man. I think we got some good away games. And then everyone that we face in the West, it's always, the LA teams, Seattle, Portland,
Yeah.
all really good teams that we face every year. And then we have Champions League, CONCACAF Champions League, so we get to make those international trips. DR being the first one, so people get your passports ready, do what you gotta
I
do.
got mine. I'm straight. I'm
Get your
straight until
PTO in,
2027.
and because you want to see that. You want to see a fan base travel internationally. I want to travel to different countries to
Yeah.
see
You
my
just came back from
from
Indonesia.
from Bali. Yeah, I mean,
Come on,
yeah, and
man.
then like it's just cool, like just seeing all that. So,
Yeah.
um,
You saw the
hopefully,
little monkeys out there, right? The ones
Yeah,
that like steal shit.
they attack you. Yeah,
Oh my god, bro.
you gotta watch
Jeez.
out. You can't look at them in the eye because they'll attack you.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you gotta
god.
watch.
Oh my. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious. You can't. You
These are
can't.
monkeys, and you can't look them in the eye.
Yeah, you can't look them in the eye because they take it offensive as an offense and they'll attack you, bro.
They're
So,
monkeys.
well, I mean,
What?
yeah.
Oh
So,
my god. Remind me to not look him in the eye, bro. Thanks for the heads up.
yeah. So just seeing different countries and just enjoying soccer at the same time, bro. I think that's really cool. So DR for sure, Miami. What is it? New York. We got New England. Where do they play? They play in
Hmm.
Boston.
In Boston.
Boston.
In Boston. We're gonna go to Boston.
Really good, really good away
I'm
game.
excited for that. Yeah, definitely those that you just mentioned, bro. The new ones. Also, maybe St. Louis City. We're gonna have to go
Oh
to
yeah,
their
Louis.
stadium too. That's a good game, man. Let's see what else. We might visit our friend Sporting Kansas City, Kevin. We might visit him. We'll see
Yeah,
what's up.
that's a nice. I like that trip. It's not even it's a good,
Seattle
nice
too,
little
bro.
road trip.
Seattle. I'd kind of like to go up to Seattle to visit my G, Rave Green TV,
Green TV.
El Sean.
Lumen.
Let's see. Let's see what are the games. No, I think you hit a spot on, brother. I think you definitely hit a spot on. Let's go to the next question. You ready?
Let's go.
This is from Football Critic. He says, should we care about having or not having call-ups for international games? The next question, this is like a three-part. He says, realistically speaking, which market would you rather look into to sign players? And with LAFC signings, which continue to improve, do y'all see us or the rest of the MLS falling behind? Damn, those are good questions. I'm gonna take the first one, all right? It says, should we care about having or not having call-ups for international games? Um, yes and no. I think we're a really young team right now, bro. And if we were to have a lot of players getting international call-ups, that would disrupt our like core group of players right now, what we're trying to build. You know what I mean? So I think we're just not ready yet to have those multiple international
Yeah.
departures. You know what I mean? I think we're not at that level yet. Owen Wolf, though, he could possibly get a call up for the international friendlies coming up. He did turn 18 recently. I don't know if that'll be a big factor. No, probably not. But just wanted to throw that out there. The USA is going to play Serbia and Colombia in January. So I mean, he might have a call up there. Nick Lima could get a call up there. I mean, the USA is also going to have a different coach here soon. I don't know if Greg Berhalter is going to get a new contract. His contract expired. So we'll see. We'll see. I think things are definitely going to change for the U.S. men's national team. And I mean, Zardes could make a comeback to the U.S. men's national team. We have him locked up.
Yeah. He was playing international soccer not so long ago.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Hmm.
last what was it, Gold Cup? I think he was
Yeah, I
in
think
the
so.
roster. So
He,
see.
you know, and yeah, definitely, bro. So we'll see what's up there. The next one is realistically speaking, which market would you rather look into to sign players?
That's
Good
a
one.
really good question. I like that question.
Argentina. Argentina.
Argentina.
Argentina.
Argentina. I'm gonna say realistically, I'm gonna just keep it nice and simple domestically.
Hmm.
I wanna see us go out for dude, there's a lot of talent in the MLS. A lot of talent. I think that gets overlooked sometimes.
A lot of
Um
cheap talent too, bro. Cheap.
a lot of cheap, yeah, a lot of cheap talent. You get a player that already knows the league, he knows what is expected from them. And then also like the whole like green card situation. You don't have to wait for any of that because
Good point.
we've had
Good
some
point.
issues with that in the past where we gotta wait a whole month for
GT took forever.
that took
Rigoni took
forever,
forever.
Rigoni took forever.
Yeah.
So you can run into those tricky situations sometimes that delay a player getting minutes. We sign a player, we don't see him until a month later. I think that's crazy.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of good talent in these teams here in the U.S. So domestically, I think I would want to see Austin FC do some shopping there.
Alrighty, bro. Let's go to the next one. This is from Chu Perez. Chupez 87. He says, any idea on when the 23 kit will drop? And if you could pick a kit to model it after, what would that be? Also, personal goals for the pod and just yourselves in general in the new year. Happy holidays. Stay blessed. That's a good question.
Yeah, I
That's a
like
good
that.
question.
You want to go?
Let's see. Okay, yeah, okay. I'll go first. So somebody responded. They said mid-February for the official launch, but it might get leaked early. A lot of clubs are getting their jerseys leaked by footy headlines, so I think Austin FC's is just bound to happen. I mean, they leaked Nashville's, the Galaxy, Miami, a bunch of teams. LAFC's they got leaked already, so we might see it soon. We might see it soon, but February looks like it's gonna happen. Let's see what else. What kit would I model it after? Um, the Croatia kit. Instead of red and white, if we could do green and white Croatia pattern,
Checkered.
that'd be dope. Checkered, that'd
Check.
be dope.
That'd be
That'd
pretty.
be dope.
I
That'd
don't
be
think there's
cool.
I don't think there's a team in the league that has a checkered.
I don't think Adidas would even allow that. They'd be like, eh. Nah, nah. All right, let's see. The next one it says, Primo, this is yours. Or you can go first. Personal goals for the pod and yourself in general.
Oh man. I mean, personal goals for the pod to just continue to grow it as much as we can. We enjoy and we appreciate everyone's support. Maybe just reach out as many people as we can within this community. I know there's new fans um, all the time. You know, if Austin FC is growing um, within the city, everyone's getting to know who Austin FC is, and I hope we were able to reach those fans. I hope we were able to become a good, reliable source to these fans, to these new fans. I know I appreciate whenever there's a page or some kind of um, content out there that I'm able to go to, and I know I'm gonna get some good info from. So I hope we're able to be that to these fans and continue to be the voice of the people. You know, we're gonna keep coming out with the fan interviews. And 2023, man, it's like I said at the beginning, I feel like it's gonna be a really good year. Um, there's some goals that I want to hit personally and financially. So big year coming, man.
Stacks. Run it up. Run up the check, as they say. Rev up the Bugatti. Oi. Dude, I don't know if you've seen those videos, but the typical life of a Brexit
Yeah.
geezer. Dude, they make me laugh so hard. Time to take George to football. Rev up the Bugatti. Oi. All right, bro. Personal goals for me and for the pod, I'll just make it real quick. Primo really hit it spot on, man. Financial goals for sure. Definitely, maybe save up to buy a house. That'd be sick, right? That'd be awesome. The freaking financial market is crazy. But you know who I'm gonna hit up? I'm gonna hit up Lupe. I'm gonna
There
hit
you
up
go.
Lupe. Her information is in our bio. Shout out to our sponsor for the podcast,
Uh,
Guadalupe Realtor. I'm gonna definitely hit her up. Would love to get a home here this year. Let's see what else for the pod. Este, just keep growing it. If you could tell your friend, tell a coworker about this Austin FC and World Football Pod, that'd be great. You'd help us right there a lot. Let's see. Let's go on to the next question, Primo. This is from MyGNF at Neftali723. He
yeah.
says, with some signings still on their way, where do y'all set the bar for ATX this season? MLS Cup final, conference final, and how far is this Austin team looking like going in the Champions League? It's a good question. High expectation question right there, bro.
Yeah,
That's a
man.
tough one. That's a
It's
tough one.
Man, I mean, definitely, playoffs, man. I want me some playoff games, bro. Those playoff games
Definitely playoffs.
get different, man. And maybe another conference final. I'm not gonna go too crazy and say I want to win the cup this year and I want to win everything that we can. But
Quadruple?
I
Quadruple?
a quadruple. I
Chill,
at least want to
chill.
compete. I
Yeah.
at least want to compete and have fun with it. Last year's U.S. Open Cup was disappointing. We went out the first round, and
To
oh,
San Antonio.
Antonio, man.
They ended up winning it though, right? Didn't? No, no, no. They didn't win the Open Cup. My fault.
No, I think they won their league,
Yeah,
but
they won the. Yeah, yeah, they did.
um, but yeah, man. I mean, yeah, just hopefully we just compete for everything that we can, as much as we can.
All right. This next one is from Vanilla Mexican. He says, of the four competitions Austin FC will be playing this year, which one is the most exciting and which one is the least exciting? Most exciting, the MLS trophy, the MLS Cup. Least exciting, uh, least exciting. They're all exciting, so I'm not trying to diss this competition, but the one that I'm probably going to give the least attention to might be the Leagues Cup, but probably not because the football is going to be halted for 1 month and we're going to fully focus on this
Yeah,
competition.
yeah.
So I might be paying attention to it. Never mind. Maybe the Open Cup. I don't know, man. Maybe the MLS, the Austin FC 2 tournament, whichever one they're in. That'll probably be the one that'll be the most boring. Because, dude, I mean, there's 4 interesting competitions coming up, man. So I can't really choose which one will be the most boring. Good question. What about you, Primo?
Um, I'm gonna go with Champions League to be the most exciting. Going against
Okay.
these teams that we've never faced before. It's a whole different competition. And I just love just the atmosphere of those type of games, the way everything is set up, the marketing, um, how nice the kits look with all the different patches on them and stuff like that. But I mean, I also agree with you on the MLS Cup, man. This league is really really exciting with all these teams and with everything that goes on within the league. I think we had a great time last season. I think
Yeah.
last season was really good to us. So hoping for another season like that.
Yeah, I agree, man. And he has one more part to it. I'm gonna answer this one. He says, also, do y'all think Austin FC should promote young players to the first team and give them some playing time for any of the 4 competitions? Micah Burton, Anthony Gonzalez, right now those and I think Brian Arellano. Those are the 3 names that I'm comfortable to bring up. Just those 3. We got a lot of talent in our academy. I will say. A couple more questions, Primo. This is Pele is king of the soccer field. His Twitter name is Bricky T. It says rank Ruben, Leo, and Hassan as prospects. Is Ruben heads and shoulders above the other 2, even though he's older?
Um,
I think so. I think maybe not head and shoulders, but maybe his
he's
forehead,
definitely, yeah.
forehead,
His forehead,
forehead level,
his
forehead level,
hairline.
his hairline better than Leo. He's probably
Yeah,
head and shoulders better than Hassan.
Hassan. Yeah, I think the way we would probably rank is Ruben, Leo, and then Hassan.
I agree.
But yeah, just with everything that Ruben brings, it's kind of hard to top.
All right, this next one, this is a pretty quick one. It says, what is the minimum end of season stat line for Rigoni for him to be a successful DP? I'm gonna
Oh,
go with 10 goals. 10
Tango.
goals, bro. 10 goals or fuera de mi club. Fuera de
Dang.
mi club. Because Fago almost got to 10 goals and he's not a DP. So you see what I'm getting at? You see what
Yeah,
I'm getting at?
yeah. I mean that's realistic. I think with him being
10
a
goals.
DP and what he brought in, what he was brought in to do. I think it's not too crazy to say.
Give me 10 goals or 10 assists. Or give me 5 goals, 5 assists. Just contribute, bro. Contribute, please. Rigoni right there.
Yeah,
This we got 2 more, Primo. You ready?
go for it.
This is from JJ Verde 87. He says, if we get an adequate replacement for Ruben and other solid, not even spectacular center back or fullback, how do we look for 2023 defensively? We kind of touched up on this with the squad depth chart that I had. I
Yeah,
think if we can get Hassan and Leo, or if we just get Leo, I think we'll be good. We'll be good.
yeah. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a crazy situation, and I think we'll be okay.
Red alert if we don't get Leo, if we don't get Hassan, and if we just kick it with Kip Keller, Romagna,
Yeah,
and
that's
Julio,
it, bro. That's
and
it,
you know
right?
what I mean. That'll be red alert. Red
Yeah.
alert.
Well, I mean, hopefully, I don't know. If that situation happens, hopefully we can get Keller some minutes in, and hopefully he's able to step it up a little bit.
Can you see me, everyone? My screen froze a little bit. Am I good on yours?
Yeah. I mean, I can hear you. I can hear you. It's
Okay.
yeah.
We're almost done. We're almost done. All right, last question, bro, because I'm frozen on my screen.
Yeah. I
I
see.
look like a fool. I look like a fool. All right. The last question, bro. It says, do y'all remember about league rule regarding uniforms? Basically alluding to the MLS club that surpass a certain amount of jerseys sold get a third kit the following season. I believe we achieved that with the first shirt, but never heard a follow up. Any thoughts?
Did anyone even get a third kid this
Bro, my face. It's so funny. I think LAFC, man.
LAFC? I don't. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, the more kids, the better. I think it's
I'm
always.
back.
Yeah, there you go. The more kits, the better. We get I mean, we're definitely gonna get a new home kit. Um, we get something different just because of how the rules are here in MLS with the kits. You pretty much get to change just one a season. And so bringing in a third one, getting something new, I think would be pretty cool. Something other than
Yeah.
maybe Verde.
Ooh, maybe like an orange for the Longhorns.
That,
That'd be a cool little third kit.
yeah,
Or like an all black thing with like some green accents.
yeah, that would
Sick.
be cool. You seen Nashville's
Yes.
league
With the
jersey? That
they
black
got
and
oh sorry, got some stain on my jacket. They got Johnny Cash's signature on the
yeah,
back. It's pretty sick.
that's nice.
Pretty sick. I would even entertain Charlotte got a pink kit. Did you see that? Like pink and
Yeah.
purple. I wouldn't mind something like some like weird color like that. I wouldn't mind it at all. I wouldn't mind it. One more question, Primo. This is from Alvaro Dini. It was in the quote tweets. I just caught it. Shout out to my G. He says,
So,
"What are the goals for y'all this year, bro? Much love. Let's go. New year, new growth. If I'm too late, my bad."
yeah. I mean, kind of similar to that last question, just, to continue to grow this as much as we can. Definitely work on myself. And, yeah, 2023, man. It's going to be a whole nother season. I love, you know, getting in this feeling of, man, I can't wait for the season to start. Man, it's almost getting here, and then it gets there, and then it just takes off from there. So it's gonna be a good year.
I agree, mate. I just opened up the Instagram, bro. We have just a few on there. We're just gonna brush up on them real quick.
Yeah, we can brush up on.
Is Ruben really leaving? Why? Um,
Why?
I think he is. I think he really is. Not, like Primo said, nothing's 100% until you see him in that jersey and the presentation with the press. You know what I mean? Not, so.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think he is really leaving, and the reasons why, well, things change in players' lives and things happen, and hopefully Ruben and everybody is happy. Well, hopefully Ruben has a good time in Norway, bro, and I
yeah,
wish him nothing but the best.
for sure,
Wish
man.
him nothing but the best. Much, just the utmost respect for this guy. He's a true professional, and I wish he could have stayed on my club for 5 to 10 years, man. As
Even though
crazy
he
as that
was
sounds.
here for 1 year, I think he did everything he
Yeah,
could have done for
I
us.
mean,
So
he changed for the better our defense,
yeah,
regardless of what you have to say. Changed our defense for the better, and he brought so much attitude and carácter y
yeah,
pasión, just this vigor, this ethics, and he just showed like, remember when we played the Galaxy and he got mad because somebody was like, "Oh, it's the LA Galaxy," and he was like, "Man, fuck the Galaxy."
Galaxy.
You remember that? And we're about to lose that, and that's what I hate, man.
Yeah,
That's what I hate. Let's see. Is there gonna be a new jersey? Yes, there is gonna be a new jersey mid-February, but it might leak sooner. That's what we said. And do y'all think we have enough depth in fullbacks for this season? Maybe another right back, and I call it a day.
yeah, yeah. Another right back. Bring Asensio back because from the
He's
looks of
back.
it,
He's back.
he's back. From the looks of it, he was having a pretty good season where he was at, winning man of the match and
Yes. Assists
pretty
like
solid.
crazy, putting in some dime balls, bro.
Yeah, so
Dimes.
some good depth right there.
All right. Well, that just about does all the listener questions. We got to every single one of them that y'all guys asked us. Thank you so much for them. We did about 30 minutes of listener questions and almost an hour worth of Austin FC chatter and talk. First episode of 2023. This is episode 73. Thank you, everybody, for your support for sure. Primo and I and everybody at Top Flight, Bali, B, Eric, the Top Flight podcast contributor. We all appreciate it. And we have some things planned for 2023. Definitely player interviews. Some big name interviews are coming to the Top Flight podcast. Stay tuned. And like I said before, like Brian says all the time, tell a friend, share it on your story, tell your coworkers, be like, yo, I have the dopest podcast that talks about Austin FC. It's Top Flight. Primo, anything else you want to say, mate?
No, man. I mean, just shout out to everyone for the support that they showed us last year, and I hope we continue to get it this year. We're close to 10K on Instagram, so if you're not following, go ahead and give us a follow. And yeah, definitely some good stuff on its way.
Yes, follow us on Instagram. Check us out on Twitter. I think TikTok as well. B is the one that runs that. And for Top Flight, the same socials, Instagram, Twitter. Follow us, please. Thank you for all the love support. This has been another episode of the Top Flight Podcast. Me and Primo took care of this one. Have a good night, everybody, and have a great 2020.